are from the third group. So in this video, we will show you about experiment. We call it a Charles Law experiment. First, you have me, Nazous Adira, along with another my friends are
Maisla Mutiara Devi, Aisyah Sabila.
So, Charles experiment is experiment that aims to find out the relationship between the volume of gas and the temperature of the gas at a fixed pressure. In this experiment, it was observed how the volume of the gas changed when the temperature was raised or lowered, while the pressure was kept constant. Through this experiment, it can be proven that the higher temperature of the gas and the larger the volume.
And the purpose of this experiment is observe changes in gas volume when the temperature is gradually increased and prove the relationship between temperature and gas volume.
Theory supporting experiment. The experiment of Charles' law is supported by the kinetic theory of gas, which states that gas consists of tiny particles that move randomly and continuously. When the temperature of gas increases, the kinetic energy of its particle also increases, causing the particle to move faster. As a result, the particles spread farther apart and require more space. If the pressure and the amount of gas remain constant, the gas will expand so that its volume increases. Conversely, when the temperature decreases, the motion of gas particles slows down and the volume of the gas becomes smaller. This relationship between temperature and volume was first studied by Jacques Charles. Charles' law states that the volume of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature when the pressure and the amount of the gas keep constant. This means that as the temperature increases, the volume of the gas also increases in the same proportion. The relationship between these variables can be explained mathematically as V1 per T2 equals V2 per T1, where P represents volume and T represents absolute temperature in Kelvin. This principle is also the part of the concept known as the ideal gas law, which describes the relationship between pressure, volume, temperature, and the amount of gas. In the Charles law experiment, this theory is demonstrated by observing how the volume of gas changes as the temperature is varied while the pressure remains constant. For the tools of experiment, there's balloon, yarn, ruler, thermometer, plastic bottles, and hot water basin. First step of this experiment, we should prepare a bottle with a balloon attached to the mouth of the bottle. And next, prepare a basin with water at a certain temperature and measure the temperature of the water. And after that, put the bottle in the basin. And after that, observe and measure the volume of the balloon expanding as the volume of gas. And after that, heat the water slowly until the temperature rises. Record the changes in the gas volume with each specific temperature rise. Make observation at least 5 times with different temperature. record all the data in the observation table. This can be happens because when the temperature increases, the gas particles inside the balloon move faster and spread farther apart, causing the balloon to expand. On the other hand, when the temperature decreases, the motion of the gas particles slow down and the particles move closer together, so the volume of the gas decreases and the balloon deflates. The experiment data table shows the result obtained from observing the relationship between temperature and the volume of gas in the balloon. In this experiment, the temperature was varied from 30 to 90 Celsius, while the diameter of the balloon was measured for each temperature change. The radius of the balloon was obtained by dividing the measured diameter per 2. After that, the volume of the balloon was calculated using the volume formula of a sphere P equals 4/3 PR pangkat 3 since the radius was measured in centimeters. Calculated volume was obtained in centimeter pangkat 3, which is equivalent to millimeters. This method allowed the volume of the gas inside the balloon to be estimated based on the size of the balloon at different temperature. And the graph illustrates the relationship between temperature on the horizontal axis and the gas volume on the vertical axis. From the plotted data points, it can be observed that the volume of the gas increases as the temperature rises. The graphs form an upward trend, indicating a direct relationship between temperature and volume. This pattern is consistent with Charles' law, which stated that the volume of a gas is directly proportional to its temperature when pressure and the amount of gas remain constant. Therefore, the graph clearly demonstrates that higher temperature causes the gas inside the balloon to expand, resulting in the larger volume.
Based on our experiment have been carried out, it can be concluded that volume of gas increases when the temperature increases at a constant pressure. The relationship between volume and temperature is straightforward. So the higher the temperature of the gas, the greater the volume. This is in accordance with Charles' law, which states that the volume of a gas is proportional to its absolute temperature if the pressure is constant.
Okay, so that's about our experiment of Charles' law. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.